let's get to speak with retired Brigadier General Sani Usman, former spokesman of the Army. Greetings, General.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. I'm mighty glad you are able to join us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you know, the story is in the public domain. Bandits are running riot in Niger State. Of course, the latest thing is about overrunning a whole village and killing innocent souls and rustling cattle and so on. So how do we take up arms at a point like this, at this time?
When you say we, what do you mean by we?
The military.
Are you talking about those sanctioned by the authorities to pick up arms, or you are talking about the generality of the public?
We, the military ahead, and the Nigerians at the background, giving them a lot of moral support.
Yeah, really, the issue of banditry and cattle rustling has been a problem, particularly in the northwest geopolitical zone. But a keen watcher will understand that the security agencies, particularly the military, have been taking some steps. Take, for instance, the ongoing operation in Katsina and Zamfara State, and I'm so sure it might be some of these escaping bandits that are crossing to some part of Niger and Kaduna State. But I can rest assure you, they are not resting on their oars. They will definitely get them because they had blocking forces and they are enhancing it. More so with the enhanced performance of the Nigerian Air Force, I'm so sure these bandits that have been marauding in parts of Niger and Kaduna State will soon be decisively dealt with, especially when the military move beyond the core areas where we have the problem in Katsina and Zamfara State, respectively. But beyond that, again, we still need the support and cooperation of the people. I recall even Katsina State Governor was talking about the menace of informants to these bandits. And remember, there is whenever you have complex situation, there is a war economy. People tend to benefit. Particularly, I know for sure there are some people that benefit from such conflicts, either by supply of information or logistics and what have you. I had a shocking experience somewhere in Katsina State where people knew the person who supplied logistics to this bandit, and everybody was afraid to mention it. Not till when somebody took the bull by the horn and informed the security, and of course they were able to do justice to the situation. So basically, like you said, the military have been doing the best they could, but they are not magicians. They need the support of each and every one of us for them to succeed. And it is not just the military, even the security agencies.
Now, General Sani Usman, it's good to see you again after such a long time. Let's go to the northeast, the fringes of Lake Chad specifically. We had reports that the army is investigating claims out there that Nigerian soldiers were involved in fishing business in Baga, that Nigerian soldiers were involved in farming, that Nigerian soldiers were selling cattle in the northeast. How do you respond to these claims, and what information do you have about the extent of investigation that the army has done?
Otherwise, has this come to your knowledge? Are you there?
Yes. Sorry, it seems as if the network is a bit bad.
Yes,
However,
okay.
I think you are referring to
Baga.
the allegations of the alleged involvement of military personnel and security, particularly military personnel,
Yes.
Yeah.
in farming and fishing activities in northeast, particularly at the fringes of Lake Chad.
Yeah.
And first and foremost, I think we have to give kudos to the military for rising up to the occasion, because first they instituted a board of inquiry headed by a Major General, I think, who is the Deputy Commander of Operation Lafia Adole, Major General Felix Omogwe. And in the course of that investigation, he went along with some of your colleagues, particularly from the major radio and television stations, who they saw for themselves. And apart from that, also they had the opportunity of not only interviewing or asking questions from the brigade commander and the commanding officer, and they also asked soldiers. But I think they have even come out with their findings earlier today, in which they made their stand known that those allegations were unfounded. There was no such thing like involvement of soldiers in farming or fishing activities. And realistically, if you look at it, I don't know, Babajide, whether you are a farmer, but I am one, and I know the process of farming. You have to clear the ground, you have to till the soil, you have to look for seedlings, you have to wait for the rainy season, unless, of course, if you are doing the other type of farming, dry season farming, and you need laborers, you need fertilizer. So somebody who is busy, performing these activities, that is living by the minute, at which point will he even get the farmland to talk of farming? And remember again, the fringes are laden with IEDs. And I know as of today, I think today being 14th August, they detonated nothing less than 17 IEDs in some of these areas. And if you look at, again, the act of fire of each soldier, at which point, when will they be relieved from their sentry duties and consistent attacks to get involved in this? And there are no populations to even help them in those kind of things. But I think, by and large, this is something that has been leveled up against the military, and they rose to the occasion, and they were able to investigate it and come out with findings. But the good thing about it is that they did not even go alone. They went along with other independent journalists that saw for themselves what's really transpired, and ask questions, and also look at realistically whether such allegations could be possible in the first place.
All right, General, we have a colleague, Sam Ibemere. He might have a question or two for you. Sam, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, shoot.
My question, my question is this.
Unfortunately, I'm not hearing him properly.
Oh dear,
but
okay.
you may need to paraphrase the question in case if I didn't
Okay,
get it.
okay.
No,
All right.
struggling.
We still have problems linking up properly with him. But General, might I talk about Governor Zulum of Borno State, who was in the news the other day? He made some claims. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I could remember very well.
Yes, he said he was sure that it wasn't Boko Haram that fired the shots at his convoy. Has that been investigated? What is the true situation of things? Do we have Boko Haram in Baga currently?
Or
Well, it is not yes and no answer when you are talking about the presence of Boko Haram in that town. I could remember in the video clip I saw, he said there were only 10 of them. And this issue has been trashed by various individuals, and including the military itself. But the good thing about it is that, the problem, you hardly know who is Boko Haram unless if you were able to, apprehend him or her bearing arms. So for anybody to just wake up and say that categorically this is the number, how did you come about the number? And why should we have such a number of military presence? And I just don't want to go into the propriety of the utterances of His Excellency, you know, in the presence of the media, because there are issues that you don't talk like that on public domain, because there are proper channels that you can be able to, right from the theater commander up to the sector commander, sector 3, I'm sure, the 19th Brigade commander or Super Camp 18, and of course the 103 Battalion. I remember these people, they are there for the people and the government of Borno State so that they can be able to be, you know, interfaced with. So basically, the good thing about it is that the military did not even waste time before investigating this issue. The allegation of farming and fishing has been investigated, and even the social media photographs being circulated that you know about you know, photographs of fish and is it paper that I saw. But the long and short of it is I think there is a problem of communication. First and foremost, if there are security challenges or issues that have been noticed, I think those responsible ought to be called and discuss the issue with them. Then secondly, again, there should be proper synergy among the various key actors at the theater. When I mean, what I mean by the key actors, I'm talking about the security forces at the theater. Take for instance, there was an allegation that there was a vehicle laden with farm produce, but in reality, it wasn't so. The United Nations in Mongunu wanted to move one of their bulletproof jeep, and they wrote to the theater command. Theater command acknowledged and made provision for the escort of that vehicle between Mongunu to Maiduguri, but they had a stopover in Gajiram, and unfortunately, some overzealous security agencies or agents, rather to say, wrote and misinformed the authorities, thinking that actually that was what happened. But
yeah, General, let me interject. Let me interject here. I'm sorry. You know, in our business, we say when there is no information, rumors will fill the air. So what are we really doing about information management at a time like this?
Unfortunately, the line is cutting. But if I get you right, you are asking what we are doing about information management.
Yeah.
And if that is being the case, I told you there was communication gap and noticeable synergy. And that boils down to communication. Take, for instance, if the United Nations has written to the theater command, those people on the basis of need to know, they ought to know. And those security agents in Gajiram, when they saw such a truck, they ought to investigate or approach their colleagues, the military colleagues, and find out the truth about it. But eventually, the theater command sent in the police commissioner, the director of state service, and of course the police coordinator, who is a military brigadier general. They saw it. And there were evidences that actually that vehicle belongs to the United Nations, and of course there was correspondence to that effect. So basically there is need to you know, to improve on the synergy among the security agencies, especially at you know, operational and tactical level. And of course there is need to also improve on the communication. There is no need, you know, for each and everyone to be working at cross purpose with each other just to make name or to shine. The bottom line is that we are working toward the same port. And what is it? The Federal Republic of Nigeria. And there is more than enough glory for each and every one of us. Yes. And I want to seize this opportunity for to call on those in authority, particularly at you know, the Operation Lafia Dole, to improve on the synergy, particularly at tactical and operational level, and the communication system among you know, the various security agencies at the theater.
All right, General, we thank you for your time and wish you very well, especially in retirement. Let's remain in touch, General Sani Usman.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Pleasure of being here.
Thank you.
Okay.